Hey guys, it's Eric with Painting Business Pro, and this video is the third video in a series of 3 videos. And so if you missed the first 2, the links for those videos are in the description below. There's also a link below this video which will take you to my website where you can enter your email and I'll send you over the spreadsheet that you can use to actually map out your numbers. The whole point of this series is to help you take control of your business, to be able to say, this is where my business is going to go, this is how much money I'm going to make, and then make it go that way. And it all starts with this really strong foundation. It all is based on your numbers. In the first video, we talked about the importance of knowing your numbers for the year, breaking them down weekly, including seasonality and not planning to do much in December, for example, and then measuring your numbers every single week so you know what to do. The second video, we went into the benchmarks, all right? What should I be aiming for with profit? What should I be aiming for with my job size or my sales rate, my conversion rate? How much should my crews be producing every week? And so we went through the benchmarks so you know, how am I doing? Do I need to improve this or that? Because that's gonna tell you where you need to go to work in your business. Now in this video, we're gonna talk about what if you're not hitting these benchmarks? What if your profit isn't where it needs to be? What do you do? How do you work on hitting those numbers? So the way that building your business works is you map out this whole pathway. Here's all the numbers I need to hit. And then you start working your business. And then you update your numbers every week. And then you'll see which numbers am I hitting and which numbers am I not hitting. The numbers you're not hitting just tells you that's where you're not good enough yet. You know, business is about learning and growing yourself. And if you're not hitting your marketing targets, well, you got to get better at marketing. If you're not hitting your sales goals, you got to get better at sales. If you're not hitting your profitability because your prices are too low, you got to raise your prices. And then if that impacts your sales, you got to work on your sales. So your numbers tell you where do you have to develop yourself and train yourself as a business owner. And that never ends, because once you hit 300,000, then you set a goal for 500,000. And then once you hit that, you set a goal for 1 million, and then 1.5, and then 2, and then 3, and then 5, and then 10. And you'll keep building this business. And as you set bigger and bigger goals, you'll keep dealing with failure, which just tells you how to improve. So the first thing you need is, what's the goal? What are the numbers I'm aiming for? The second thing is tracking it every week so I know which ones I'm not hitting, so I know where I got to work. The third thing is, I actually got to go and train and develop myself to hit those numbers. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video, so let's get to it. The first number that we're tracking is total revenue. This is my total sales. That's a trailing indicator, which means if my revenue is below the target, then I don't work on my revenue. I got to go work on some other number. So if your revenue is not hitting, you got to look at other numbers. Profit. There's 2 main expenses that determine profit. It's how much I'm paying to my subcontractors, and they're buying the paint. So this could be what I'm paying to my subs, which includes paint, or it could be what I'm paying to my painters plus what I'm paying to materials. The goal is to be at 50%. Why? Well, first of all, because that's what the market will allow. The second thing is, that's the number I need to be at to build a bigger business. And if I can sell it at that price, then why wouldn't I? I'm in business to make money. Selling at a higher price allows me to deliver a better experience to customers, gets me more referrals, happier clients, and other people now expect that price from me. So that's the number we're aiming for, is 50%. Now you can say, Eric, that's too much. I pay 70% of my subs, and they're great, good for you. You're leaving a lot of money on the table, and you don't need to do that. Why would you make less money on purpose? It just doesn't make sense to me. But if you want to do that, more power to you. You're going to find that that's going to make it really hard to grow your business later. You're not going to make as much money, and you're just making this business harder on yourself. A better solution is get better at sales, deliver a better product, and make more money. So that's the first big expense, is that 50% to subs. So what if you're not hitting that number? What if you're paying 60% to your subs or 70% to your subs? Well, there can only be 2 things. One, you're actually paying your subcontractors or you're paying your employees too much money. They're being inefficient, or you're paying them too much money. So how can you figure that out? Go shop for other ones. Go see if you can find a subcontractor and say, hey, I've got this job that's $3,000, I'll pay you $1,500. Or just say, I've got this job, I'll pay you $1,500. You buy the paint. And see if someone will take it. If nobody else will take it, great, then it's probably not that. Maybe you just need to raise your prices. So you're either overpaying or your prices are too low. So you've got to raise your prices. Now here's where this gets tricky, is some people raise their price, or you're scared to raise your price, which isn't based on anything, you're just scared. And this is kind of a deep rabbit hole, so I'll try to cover it as best I can. But if you're not doing enough estimates every week, you're going to be more desperate to book every job. If you're only doing 3 estimates and your livelihood depends on booking one of them, you're going to naturally come from a scarcity mentality, and you're going to lower your price out of fear of not booking the job, which then lowers your profit, so you don't have as much money to invest in marketing to get more estimates. So then you're still in the scarcity mentality, and it's a vicious cycle that you're stuck in. So you're not charging enough out of fear, which keeps you stuck. The other thing that happens is people raise their price and then they don't actually sell as much. Well, that just tells me that you aren't good at sales. If you have to lower your price to win jobs, you don't have a good sales process. Customers don't buy based on price. They buy based on value. And if you don't look as valuable as someone else, then your price needs to be lower. Because if this company is equally as valuable as you, then you could charge the same amount. But if you're coming in short, if my company comes in there and does an estimate and the customer loves our company, we're way more detailed and professional and they trust us more, and you're the same price as us, but they don't trust you, they're going with us every single time. So it's a sales process issue. But you have to raise your price, otherwise you're stuck in this vicious cycle. So you've got to work on that and plug this hole, and then another hole might start leaking. Then, okay, now we got to move our focus over here and plug this hole. The other thing we work on profit here is 10% max to marketing. So our company aims for more like 5% on marketing. So if we go and do $3 million this year in business, we want to pay about $150,000 to marketing. That's about what we'll do. But when you're starting up, on the other videos, we talked about 10% to marketing. So let me just break that down for you. So if you're doing 10 estimates and you have a 30% sales rate, that's 3 jobs, and you've got a low $3,000 job size, that's $9,000 in sales on 10 estimates. 10% of $9,000 is $900, okay? $900 means you can pay $90 in marketing per estimate. So if there's lead services out there, like I have a company called Painter Choice, and we provide leads. We charge $35 a lead. Maybe at the time watching this video, we've moved those prices up to $43 a lead. But at $43 a lead, that means you could get 20 leads for $860 and set up 10 of them for estimates and still be under this number. So if you're not under 10% on marketing, it's probably a conversion problem or a sales problem. You probably are either, because look, you get 20 leads, you only have to set up 10 for estimates. You should be setting up 14 or 15 for estimates. And if you're only selling 3 out of 10, that's like the bottom of the barrel for sales. You should be able to sell 4 out of 10. All right, so you should be on 20 leads, on $860 in leads for Painter Choice, you should be able to set up 15 estimates. You should be able to book 6 jobs. You should be able to book at least $18,000 in sales, which would put that number at 5%, not 10%. The biggest mistake people make here is they think it's a marketing problem, so they cancel the marketing service, or they stop spending money on their website, or they stop paying for whatever marketing service you're using, thinking it's the marketing service. No, it's probably that you're not converting the leads, or you aren't selling them well, or you're not charging enough to have money for marketing. It's usually another problem. Marketing is the most important thing you can do. You have to invest in marketing. So that's how that works. So that's if you're not at 10% or lower, it's a conversion problem or it's a sales problem. If you're not at 50%, it's a recruiting problem or it's your price is too low because you're not good at sales. So now both of these really largely comes down to sales. You have to be good at sales. How many jobs you need to book each week, that's a trailing indicator, so we don't need to worry about that one. If you're not hitting enough jobs per week, it's because you're not doing enough estimates or your sales rate's too low. So we would look at other numbers here. Your job size. So if you're aiming for $3,500 job size, but your job size is only $3,000, The first thing is my pricing right? If you're not charging enough, so you're at 60 or 70%, when you raise your price to the right number, you'll probably be at 3,500. So your job size will go up when you start charging the right amounts. The other thing is you can sell bigger jobs. Start just offering customers bigger options. Offer them add-ons. Offer a second coat on one side. Offer to stain their deck or stain their fence. Make sure you're doing thorough prep work. Offer them better products. Just give them choices and options to buy more expensive paint jobs, and your job size will go up. The other thing is your targeting. You can target the neighborhoods you want to do work in through door-to-door, through direct mail, through lawn signs. There's a lot of things you can do to start to target those customers. Some lead services, you can even specify the size of jobs you want. So something what we do to raise our job size is we just have a minimum job size. If you're a customer and you call us up and your job is less than $1,500, we're not going to even bid it. So we just have a minimum job size. We're not out there painting single bedrooms. Number of estimates. If you're not hitting your weekly estimate target, so let's say your goal is 10 estimates a week and you're only doing 4, this is simple. You need to invest in more marketing. Or maybe you're getting tons of leads, you're just not setting up estimates. Maybe you need to work on your lead conversion. So the question is, how many leads am I getting? If my goal is 10 estimates and I'm only getting 8 leads a week, I need more marketing. I need to invest more in marketing. You have to spend money to make money. If you're not investing in marketing, you got no business. If you don't have money to invest in marketing, go start knocking doors. Go start calling real estate agents and property managers. Take control. You've got to take action. You have to hit these numbers. So the other thing that could be here is hustle, right? If you don't have money to invest in marketing, go hustle, book a couple jobs, take that money and reinvest it in marketing. There's a lot of getting to 10 estimates a week is not hard. It's not hard. You should be utilizing every lead service you've got: Painter Choice, CraftJack, Thumbtack, Networks, Porch, Home Advisor even. That's 6 lead services right there. Those 6 companies can probably get you to 5 to 10 estimates a week right there. But you're going to have to be good at converting leads and selling to make it profitable. Your sales rate. If your sales rate is below 30%, remember it's 30% to 50% is our goal. And this includes your price has to be right. Anybody can sell 30% of their estimates if you just keep lowering the price enough. That doesn't count. You have to have a good sales process. You have to charge the right amount for you to make profit and have money to reinvest in marketing and pay your contractors well so you can deliver great work. And if you can't sell jobs at that profit number, your sales process is broken or you don't have one. I've been working on improving our sales process for a decade. All right, I've been training people in sales for 14 years. And that's honestly the best advice I can give you about improving your sales process is get the Painting Business Pro training course or go over to our site. We'll probably release a sales training course specifically in the next couple months. Learn sales. Invest in learning sales. If you're doing 10 estimates a week and you can sell one more job a week, that's going to bring you an extra $1,000 to $1,500 in profit per week. If you can raise your prices by $200 on every job you do, and you're doing 3 jobs a week, that makes you an extra $600 a week. Go invest in training yourself. If it's not Painting Business Pro, go invest in some other sales training program. There's a million of them online, but you need to get good at sales. Your profit is determined by being good at sales. Your marketing expense is determined by you being good at sales. Your job size is determined by you being good at sales. How many jobs you book is determined by you being good at sales. How many estimates you do is determined by how much marketing you can afford to do, which is determined by how good you are at sales. Sales is critical. It is the most important thing for you to get good at. You need to invest in it. How many leads you get? If you're not getting enough leads to do enough estimates, you need to invest more in marketing. You either need to spend more money or you need to go hustle. Conversion rate. So if you're getting 15 leads and you're only setting up 6 of them for estimates, or maybe you're using a lead service like Home Advisor or Painter Choice, and you get 20 leads and you're only setting up 10 estimates, you are not calling your leads fast enough or often enough. You need to treat leads like gold. You should be calling every lead your company gets within 30 minutes at the very most. And you should call them 4 times in the first 2 to 3 days. You need to get after your leads. You need to hustle, and you need to call frequent. You need to call quickly. You need to call often. Your crews. Like I said, a 2-man crew should do 4,000 to 5,000 in production per week. If they're not doing that, if you have a 2-man crew and they're only doing 3,000 a week for you, you either have a slower, inefficient crew, in which case you need to find a new crew. Or you could just find more crews and say, okay, well, they're just going to do $3,000 a week. I just need to find more crews. If they do great work, you don't need to get rid of them. Just know they're going to be slower. Or you might have a small job size because you're pricing too low. If you're pricing what should be a $5,000 job for $4,000, your production rates are going to be slower. So that's everything I got for you today. Now, if there's anything for you to take out of this video, sales is the most critical thing to focus on. It drives everything else. But everything else has to be there too. So your job is to set these as goals. You're not going to hit all these goals right away. Maybe you're at 60% to subs, and then you're at 55, and then you're at 50. Maybe you're at 15% to marketing, and then you're at 13, and then you're at 12, and then you're at 10, and then you're at 8. All right? The goal is keep working on these numbers. Maybe you're not at a 30% sales rate. Maybe you're at 25, and then you're at 30, and then you're at 35, and then you're at 40. The point is, you got to know your numbers. And then the numbers you're not hitting, you have to do something about it. And I hope these videos help tell you what to do. There's no shortcut in this game. There's a ton of money to be made. There's a huge, huge opportunity to make a lot of money in this business, but you've got to do the work. And this will give you an outline to do that. So again, below the video, I'll give you 4 different links, all right? We've got the links to the first 2 videos in this series. We got a link to my website where you can download a tracking form so you can know your budget, your sales plan, your marketing plan, and track all of these numbers every single week all year, which is critical. And then the 4th link is I'll put a link over to Painter Choice, which is our lead service where you can basically sign up and get leads from our company. So I'll drop all those links below. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I respond to all the comments. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments for me about how I can do the videos better, or what you like or don't like, drop those below too. And we'll have more videos coming your way soon. I think the next set of videos we're going to be doing is about how do you become more effective. All of these numbers you hit are a reflection of you. You hit numbers consistent with your abilities. So the next series of videos we're going to talk about how do you improve your abilities as a business owner. Because that's ultimately how you improve your results, your freedom, your control over your business, your control over your time. That's how you really tap into the opportunity that's here with owning your own business and entrepreneurship. So looking forward to that, and I look forward to hearing from some of you. Have a great day.